Hey y'all, this is Jamie, aka your favorite Gravaturgy High Elf Wizard, Gallart. I am the one who edits these amazing episodes together. I'm just popping on to say that the person that records all of our tracks was also playing a game during a large part of this show, so the audio isn't the most clean ever. I do apologize for this, and I hope everyone enjoys the journey. On with the show.
So my question is, what is the marching order here? Who's in what boat? We already know Belbrix and Bosch. So what's the order here for the boats?
I know I was
Because that's up to
chilling in a
y'all.
boat.
Because that's up to y'all.
I'm hoping to nap in a boat because I'm a little hurt from being hit.
Sure.
I think I was probably in the second boat that left.
Okay. Arrow was in the first. Arrow was in the
Right.
first. I feel like logistically, because if I'm remembering correctly, I actually feel like you might have been in the first boat with Arrow. Because the second boat was Ebony and Cardos at the door trying to get in to get the second boat.
Yes, that's right. I hopped in with Arrow. Okay.
Right.
that
So
makes
however
sense.
you would want to arrange it or organize it, but I feel like what makes sense would be like Arrow with Gallart and Cardos with Ebony. But you're welcome to rearrange that if you would like. However you guys prefer to do this.
I'm staying in my boat.
Yeah, I'll
I'm
stay in the same boat.
good.
All right.
Where I
Okay.
am.
Carried this boat over here. This is my boat. I'm making this mine.
Okay.
You trying to kick me out of this boat? It's not gonna happen.
I'm not kicking you out. I'm just saying I worked hard to be in this boat, and I'm not moving off of it.
Damn. That's fine.
I embroidered my name into it, therefore it's mine. See, it's right there.
Oh, did you?
It's right under there, under the plank.
I'm kind of like squinting to see it.
It's really
There's nothing
small.
There's nothing.
It's like scratched in with like a knife or something like that. It's like a little carving.
Yeah, that dent was me.
Yeah.
Your dent's
Okay.
outside the boat when you dropped it.
Sure. All right, so let me do so. Bellbricks. Ooh, this is a nice pen. Bellbricks on Bosch.
Oh yeah. Like.
Are y'all leading the group, or is someone else leading? Who's leading?
I guess I might be the only one who knows the actual way.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
very true.
I'd say it's
very
Bosch
true.
and Belbrix leading the way, and then it's probably gonna be.
You
Well,
guys-
did Arrows in my boat leave
We're-
first?
We're in the water
It
now.
must have.
So I think we would.
You guys are in. I think you were just about getting the boat into the water, pretty much.
Okay.
But we can say you guys brought it into the water at this point.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think we're the first ones in, but I have nowhere of the own going.
Right. Well, we're just kind of trying to follow Bosch.
Where are we going? Oh no, we don't know where we're going yet.
We're supposed to go to that place, right? Wasn't there a
port-
place?
This lane.
It's a Port Vislain. Oh, you're right.
Okay. So are we all in boats and we're all heading out?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So first of all, there is currently an alarm going off in the harbor. It is triggered by the dragon roars from last time.
Man, what's
You all, as you get into the water, you just start hearing, and you see as you all were putting the rowboats into the water, you know the alarm had already kind of started, and generally after the dragon roar, any ships that were already on their way out started to haul ass. And so as you begin to venture out on your rowboats, there is a massive galley that is currently in the process of leaving its dock and is turning to course correct and head down the river, and it is not aware of you in any capacity. It is currently in the process of turning, and it's leaving a pretty big wake. So I would need at least one person on each ship and on each boat and Bosch to make a strength check for me, please.
Oh, let me do a
Oh
strength check.
no.
All right, Arrow. You're rolling.
Damn it!
Oh no!
Yeah.
Uh,
Can I also do a strength check just to cover?
Are you? I will say, if the other person in the boat is helping, you can do that check with advantage. So Gallard, yes, if you would like to help, either you can make a roll or Eru can roll again with advantage.
I'll help. Do you want to roll or should I roll?
I should roll with advantage.
All right.
Okay,
go
roll
for
with
it.
advantage. So make another
'Cause,
roll.
yeah,
How do I
Just
do-
make another
oh,
strength
just
check.
strong,
okay.
but not that strong. Quite a little better.
No better.
Still a little bit.
It's a little bit.
Okay, and then Ebony, are you rowing or is Cardos?
I'm gonna encourage Cardos.
Great. So would you like to help him in any capacity, or are you just letting him do his thing?
I will help out of pure panic.
Okay, sure. So I'll have Cardos roll for advantage.
Nice.
Sheesh. Okay. So the good news is that all of you are fine. So the wake comes, and Bosch, you feel like as it rolls over you, you're trying to stay up so that Belbrix doesn't get caught in the wave and just get like dragged off of your back. So you're just trying to stay up, and you just manage to coast over the wake that the boat made, and you're fine. Eru, you as well. You managed to, row yourself out, and up and past the wake. And so, neither of you flip over, which is great, and neither does Cardos. Cardos actually, Ebony, you go to help, but Cardos is just whoosh, like just rowing the fuck out of this rowboat, and manages to like get it to turn on its side, and then like holds the side of the boat to like rock it over the wake, and you guys are fine. Cool. So that's great. You begin to make your way out of the harbor. It takes like a minute or so of you just waiting for the galley to kind of move on its way, and then following behind it, you guys can begin to row out. As you row out of the harbor, everyone just roll general perception checks for me right now.
Oof.
Oh, we're starting strong today.
Hey.
Sweet. Okay. Nice. Okay. Yeah, because you have a -1 with your fucking perception. But it's reversed. So it'd be like if you're like in the UK, like you would drive on the left side. So you see that most of the galleys and stuff that are coming through are heading out through kind of the left side, flowing towards this area where this is probably like 150 feet out, but you can see there's this area where a secondary river sort of merges with the main river, and there's kind of like a current and a flow that the boats seem to take in order to travel down towards Port Fizzlane. And so as you're sort of coming around and coming around this corner, the galley sort of begins to pull to the left, and as you're rowing forward, you see, just as it sort of pulls off to the side, there is another ship that is coming in your direction, and the river here is just wide enough for the ships to be beside each other without damaging each other, but it's going to be a very, very tight squeeze in order to get past.
Wait, sorry. So, just to paint a picture. So,
Mhm.
are we So yeah, like I get that it's like a, you know, a left and a right traffic basically.
Hmm.
The rowboats, are they small enough that we've been like sailing next to each other, or is this a single file line?
No, single. You guys are at this point still single file.
Okay.
It
Yeah.
kind of reminds me of like CTA trains almost.
Yeah.
Like they don't crash into each other, but they're really close.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. And so there's like just enough room. And actually, Bellbricks, you would see with your perception check that the river does widen even more, just a little bit further past where you guys are. It's just that like right at this section where it flows into the harbor, it's kind of just a little bit narrow compared to like further down the river. So it does widen up a little bit, but right where you guys are now, there would not really be enough room for you guys to like row in between or beside them. Um, so whatever y'all want to do with the situation.
I do think we should maybe can we row behind one of that one boat that was just trying to leave. With a little bit
Yeah.
of distance behind.
Yeah,
I
y'all
do
could
think
just
that
try
would
and
be a
like.
good idea. Just
Yeah.
keep our distance a little bit, little far away.
All right.
Yeah, with my perception, I'd probably just give everyone a heads up. Maybe
Okay, so
make
you're
one of
you're
those.
communicating out to everybody else, like.
Yeah, make that announcement of like, everyone, please have your hands and feet in the vehicle at all times.
Amazing. Amazing. Okay. All right. So smart move. So kind of keeping to the kind of like following in the trail of the galley that's already on its way out. You all just managed to, sneak past and not have to make any checks, which is good. So as you're following this galley, you do notice that now at this point the river is beginning to widen. And the boat itself is staying kind of towards the center of the river, so the edge of the river is moving further out and away from you. Everyone go ahead and roll another perception check for me.
Yikes.
We got 17,
Yikes.
10, 8, 5.
I can see.
All right, okay, so amazing. Amazing. Gallert, Bosch, and Eru, you all do notice that as the river is sort of beginning to widen here, and you look down as like the river sort of flows. Interesting note, by the way, regarding Adastras, there's no curve. There's no curvature. So you can actually sort of see like pretty far down the river before it gets obscured by like hills and like natural land formations. But as you're sort of looking down, you can see that like most of the larger ships tend to be kind of staying towards the center of the river. And there could potentially be space for you to keep, to one side of the river or the other and not have to deal with, dodging massive galleys and like dealing with their wakes. So you three all notice that you could potentially move off to the side and have like a safer route through navigation. Eru, you notice with your 17 all of the stuff I just mentioned, and also just a little further ahead there is a kind of offshoot of the river that kind of becomes like a smaller river section. It is, you can see it does immediately kind of descend away from your view, but just a little bit past that you can see like a kind of small-ish river, but one that would be wide enough for y'all to navigate. So kind of putting this together, Eru, you're seeing this channel, and you're also noticing, you're kind of seeing two options basically before you. But you're the only one that sees this small little offshoot.
Well, I yell at Bosch. I'm like, hey, there's another turn over here. How would we get to the windmill that we need to get to? How do we get to our next location?
Would I know that, Amara?
Roll. I mean, yeah, you would generally. I don't know if you really need to roll for this one. You do know that there are some streams and like offshoots to the river. You don't necessarily know where they go because ships don't really go kind of down in that direction. Just like for the size, they tend to stay on like the main river. But yeah, there are like little offshoots and stuff, but I don't think you would know necessarily where it went. If you wanted to make an intelligence check, you could, but actually this would be a nature check. An 11, yeah, you don't know where that goes.
Beats me.
Oh, great. Well, let's get out of the way, and I think we should go towards the river. What can go wrong?
Hey, do you see those large ships?
Yeah, right in front of us.
Yeah, we should have got on one.
Oh yeah. I was thinking we should have
Honestly,
taken one,
same.
but you know what? We're here. We should go off to the right. Yeah, to the right. Yeah, we should go off to the stream. I think that'll be fun. We'll get closer.
Okay.
I think.
All right,
So I start rowing over there.
everyone on board with those?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
some follow
Cardos
leader.
and Okay, all right.
Yeah.
I feel like Cardos would follow you, Eru.
Carlos
Yeah.
I don't know.
definitely
I don't think
follow.
that's like a. I don't think that's like a crazy assumption to make.
Yeah.
He'll just yell
Okay.
at me if
All
we
right.
get lost.
Okay. So,
True.
Down
So
for an adventure.
you all see this like kind of little offshoot stream, and start to make your way towards it. As it begins to like kind of part from the main river,
This is
you
a
can
mic
start to
test
feel
just
like
for
the
me.
the current
Mic test, great.
beginning to pick up a little bit. It does narrow up a little bit where there's not really room for you to row, but there's now like as you navigate towards the stream, there is like a current that is kind of moving you forward. As you kind of flow down and flow forward and get maybe 20, 15 feet out from where like the stream kind of begins to descend, you do see that there is not exactly like a waterfall necessarily, but more of like a diagonal kind of like rush or rapids, if you will, sort of going down across some rocks that you all are heading directly towards. There is a stream and a river that continues on afterwards. But I would say Bosch and Belbrix, you would notice this first immediately, being like front of the line. You would hear and see that there is like a slight rapids before you,
Hmm.
and you're moving towards it. Boat's just moving on its own.
Oh,
What are you guys
boy.
doing?
Can I I guess I might have to roll a perception check for this.
Yeah,
but-
roll a perception check to see if you notice this. Bosch and Belbrix do because they're at the front of the line, but it's a little hard to make over them.
Damn. Okay.
Got no idea.
No idea.
I'm gonna keep rowing.
I have a good cantrip for this, but obviously can't use it because I don't know what's going on.
What if I tell everyone?
If you could choose to do that if you want.
I would
Up
like
to
to
you.
inform everyone that there are rocks ahead.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Keep rowing.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Okay. So you go ahead and you call out to them and let them know that there's like rapids approaching. Okay. So Gallard, now you know. What's the plan?
That was the backwards way of doing this.
I hold the raft.
That did cost you about 5 or 10 feet of movement, and the rapids are now about 10 feet away.
Oh, I don't know if I can use it then.
Let's say 15 feet away.
I think I need to be closer than that though. So
Well-
I was gonna use my shape water to try to make the ride a little bit nicer, if possible.
Well, I tried
Let
the.
me read shape water here.
Oh wait.
So as you can
To
choose
try to
air
Ah.
outscore this.
It is
within-
It is a 30-foot range.
It is.
What are you trying to do specifically?
I'm trying to well, usually rapids are pretty rough. I'm trying to change the flow of water to stop any potential damage to the boats that might happen. As these are,
Okay.
I'm guessing, wooden boats.
They sure are. Okay.
In addition, would create water help in this situation potentially?
Let me pull this up on here, actually. Let's see.
Or if Jamie's cantrip can or spell can do it on its own, then that's fine too.
You either create or destroy water. So true, bestie. I don't think it would help you in this regard. I actually think Jamie's cantrip would be a little bit more helpful. It is a cantrip, so it's not going to help completely. It's not going to fix it. It's not going to like make it.
It's not
No,
a cantrip though.
Shape water is a cantrip.
Oh,
Shape water is, yeah.
Shape water is a cantrip. Yeah, yours is a spell, but yeah, it does help. But it doesn't like fix it. You can reduce the water's movement by about 5 feet. If we're saying that, if you're reducing the flow, you reduce it by about you alter the flow. I think it's about 5 feet in any direction. So you would be like just altering the flow backwards about 5 feet. So just slow it down a little bit. Just good.
Sure.
It's at this point, Bosch, you are basically at like the part where it is like you're basically about to crest over and slide down the rapids. Anything you want to do in that second?
I yell, hang on to your ass!
Great, I love it.
Yep.
All right, so Bosch, make a dexterity check for me.
I'm like hanging on to a shell for dear life.
Mm-hmm. Gripping in. Oh no!
Oh no! It's been an honor, Chief.
Oh no!
Not a
Okay.
3.
Oh man, but it's a nat
It's gonna be
one.
a bumpy ride.
It's a nat one.
Can I help in any way?
It's
No,
a little too
I'm
late
on
for
him.
that.
No.
It's a little too late for that.
Damn.
You had the second to do anything. Basically, yeah. Okay. So here's what happens.
Oh,
Let
Bosch.
me just figure this out.
Yep,
Hold on.
yep.
Hold on.
Oh no.
What you all see? Who was at the front? Was it? It was Eru and Gallert. So, but you would all see this because you're all looking straight ahead. As Bosch goes careening over the edge, the weight distribution, causes Bosch to like, it's not. He doesn't. With a boat, boats are long, right? Such that you can kind of hang the front edge of the boat off of like a cliff for a little bit before it tips over. Bosch is not built with those aerodynamics in mind. So as soon as Bosch makes it right over the crest, immediate top, like top heavy, and the bottom half of him just immediately dunks into the water, and Bosch basically flips over on himself.
Oh
Belbrix, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
no. How do I do that again?
You would do slash save. Slash save space.
Okay. And then
Slash save. Yeah, slash save space DX. Yep, you got it. A 15. Okay, cool. So you take 2 points of damage, reduced to 1 because you made your save. So you take 1 point of bludgeoning damage, managing to you manage to kind of angle yourself in midair so that you don't land on sharp rocks, and manage to align yourself with like kind of the grass on the side of the river towards the bottom of the rapids. It's not a very large rapids. It would just be -1.
Oh.
So you can give yourself another hit point. Yeah, you made your save, so you only took half. But you were going to take some damage. So, So you take -1. Bosch, you do not make your save, so you take 1 point of damage also. So I will say probably reflexively you just go into your shell and just let the water take you. And you just let the water take you.
This is how I knew I would end.
Bosch is just tumbling head over
Inside of my
tail,
shell.
just in the shell, and it's just rolling head like axe over tea kettle down the rapids. Eru, I need you to. Okay, so you guys are about to careen over the edge. Anything you guys wanted to do as you're looking over and watching this happen? You have a second to react.
I'm basically just gonna hunker down and grab onto the boat, hope for the best.
Okay. All right, sounds good. So you grab onto the boat. How about you, Gallard?
We decided I can't use shape water in this situation.
No, you can. It's helping, actually. Yeah.
Okay, it's already in effect then.
Correct. Yeah, I was assuming that you guys are doing it already. Yeah.
Well, I mean, there's not much else I can really do other than just hold on to my butt and hope.
Both of you make dexterity checks for me.
Damn.
Ooh. Okay, so Eru, you hold on just fine as you are heading down this. Gallert, because you're kind of towards the back of the ship, as it like careens upwards, you're holding on to the ship, which is good. So your butt kind of like lifts like a few feet off the ground, and then as soon as like you like land down towards the rapids and it begins to rush, you like slam back into the bottom of the boat, taking 3 points of bludgeoning damage. Which is amazing. So that the wood boat actually hurt you more than Bosch careening down a waterfall. So in Arrow, you're fine. You don't take any damage.
What's that? What's that command again? Sorry.
Oh, it's exclamation
point
G
G.
space HP space minus whatever the number was. So -3. Yeah.
Gotcha. Thanks.
Okay. All right. Okay. So, but you all sort of make it towards the bottom as you do so. So Bosch, you land in the river at the bottom of the rapids, and you're sort of just, you feel like your shell, like your body is just sort of floating and bobbing in the water. Bellbricks, you're just in the grass, like getting your bearings basically after just being like winded and sent flying. And then basically coming right up on your butt would be Arrow and Gallard. So my question to you is, Bosch, are you still in your shell, or as soon as you start bobbing, do you begin to swim? You don't see them coming up behind you because you just like spun. You don't even know which side is up. But
yeah, I would try to start swimming to have some kind of control.
Okay. All right. So you would start to swim. Make a dexterity saving throw for me. 8 is just a little too below where it needs to be. So the boat hits you on the butt. You only take 1 point of bludgeoning damage, so you're fine, thankfully. I'm rolling really low for you guys, thankfully. I rolled like high on Gallard for some reason.
Checks out.
Your butt is really sore right now, Gallard.
I'm like rubbing your butt right now.
Yeah. So I would say it just manages to like knock you on the shell, basically.
Okay.
And like it just sort of like nicks you in the back of the shell, but you don't get like taken over or toppled over or anything like that.
Awesome.
But you do manage to kind of move over to the side. It is now Ebony and Cardos' turn. Cardos not here, so I'll try and roll for him. But Ebony, I need you to make a dexterity check.
Oh.
Oh.
Ebony is not here.
Oh.
What happened?
Oh.
Oh, what happened?
What happened to Ebony?
Oh, what?
The tide took her. I don't know.
No.
Oh no. Oh, she's like fully offline. I wonder if her internet went out or something.
Her phone died.
Or her phone died.
Also,
that could also be it.
Getting laundry,
Oh, okay, good to know.
and so we'll be AFK for a second.
Rosie, welcome back. Make a dexterity check for me.
Yeah, back on
Welcome back.
topic. Oh, that's gonna be
We're glad
crazy
you're
bad.
back. We're glad you're okay. Oh.
Oh, you're fine. You're
Nice.
fine.
You guys are both okay. Holy
You're
shit.
a cat. You're a cat. You're good. Okay, so
I don't
yeah,
like water, y'all. Come
so
on.
like
Imagine taking damage from a little water. Couldn't be me.
Bosch, and to be fair, it's sharp rocks, but Bosch,
Spicy
Bosch and
water.
Bellbricks went like ass over tea kettle, and whatchamacallit, Arrow and Gallert just like landed on his ass really hard, and now has like a sore butt. But you guys
Maybe
are just you. I would say Cardos, like you just like steel yourself in like perfectly and manage to like move your body with the flow. And Ebony, you don't even need to do that. You're a cat. You just go with it. You just maintain your balance and you just go with it. As you all sort of make it to the bottom here, you can see on either side of the river does continue to kind of flow onward for a little bit, and it actually winds its way into. So, for a visual, as you guys have been going down this river, on the right side of you is sort of like there's a section there's part of it that's obscured by hills, but the parts that you can see, it's just a valley that extends onward like miles and miles and miles and miles and miles into the distance. But on your left-hand side, as you're heading down this river, you see this forest that is just sort of like a canopy of trees that extends backwards towards a mountain range that is in the distance. And this river you can now see winds forward a little bit and then sort of winds its way into the trees. Still kind of following the direction of the river. But seems to kind of wind through a little bit. It is wide enough for your rowboats and for you guys to comfortably paddle. Bosch and Bellbricks, you guys are just on the side, like on the bank right now, as both the boats make their way onto the river.
I do start aiming moving my boat, at least our boat, towards them to check if they're okay.
Okay, so you kind of start heading towards the bank.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so yeah, Bellbricks, you're just sort of still, you're just getting your bearings at this point. You know, if you want to have stood up, you've probably stood up, and Bosch, at this point, you've climbed out of the water and are just sort of waiting by the bank as Eru approaches and with the boat and docks the boat.
I get off the boat. Are you guys okay?
Oh, thanks.
I'm just sitting in the boat still.
Bosh.
That sounds about right.
I'm trying to collect myself and make sure my ego is still intact after having my butt bashed into.
Can I look around a little bit more and see if I can see anything else maybe around us?
Sure. Yeah. Roll a perception check.
While this is happening, I grab sand from the ground and put it in my sack.
Your
Okay.
jaw.
You have refilled your pocket sand. Wonderful.
Nice.
Awesome. So Bellbricks, you look around. You do see that the tree cover here isn't like super duper dense. There is some like vegetation and stuff, but it doesn't seem to be particularly dense. You don't notice anything unusual or anything that stands out really as you're looking around.
Okay. Or is there like a cute little shell or stone that I can pick up maybe
Sure.
and put it in my little pouch?
Yeah, there's a smooth like river stone that's kind of like oval shaped. But it's nice. It's got a nice texture to it. It's gotten kind of rolled and tumbled with the rapids right there for a little bit.
Cool. I'll pick it up and put it in my little pouch.
Okay. All right, so you pick up the rock. Sounds
Taking
good.
this opportunity to stretch, and I turn around at Gallard. Are you okay? You hit your head on the boat pretty hard.
Yeah, I'm fine. What are you talking about?
sure. I kind of
I'm
heard
doing
it
great.
pretty loud.
It must have been something else. I didn't do anything of the sort.
It could have been the rocks, yeah, maybe.
Yeah, rocks on the boat, maybe. Yeah.
To
Who's
be
got
fair,
the?
Gallert was behind you, so I don't think you
Yeah.
would have seen it. You would have heard it.
Would've
Would have heard
Would have
something.
heard it.
Who's got the lowest HP?
What am I
Hi.
at, like 16?
I'm at 13.
Oh,
Did y'all dock the boat as well, or are you following suit?
Yeah. It looks like
Okay.
everyone's huddling over.
can
Yeah.
I can give a heal out to someone, maybe Rosie or whoever's lowest. Like I would cast Cure Wounds, maybe, unless you have healing potions on your own.
I don't think I purchased any when I was looking at the
You did
night
not.
market.
Okay,
did not.
well, see, this is what I was thinking would happen. Okay. Ebony, are you good? Do you need a little band-aid? Need a little cure wounds?
Okay, so Ebony, go ahead and mark add 7 hit points to your hit point total.
nice.
I did it in the wrong chat, but thank you.
Oh, that's all good. You did it in your whispers.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, that's fine. It'll still apply.
Can I
Nice. Yeah.
I look around and see if I can learn anything from my environment.
Sure. What? Oh, anything specific you're looking for?
I don't know, honestly. I figured I'd try doing it because I haven't done it before, so I might need a little walkthrough. But
Well, I guess I'm wondering: are you rolling a perception check to see if you notice anything unusual, or are you trying to roll a nature check to understand the ecosystem and the environment and stuff?
I guess
That's what I'm wondering.
I guess like a nature check.
Okay, roll a nature check.
Nat 1.
Sure is a river.
Hell yeah. Love to see it.
There sure are trees.
Love to see them.
Can I also make a nature check?
It's very wet. Sure, you can make a nature check. That's fine.
Okay, yeah, well.
A 12? Okay, yeah. I mean,
Mainly wanted to see if there were any tracks around us, just to make sure that we're not in danger of anything.
Okay. With a 12, you don't notice any. If you're looking for tracks specifically, it would be a survival check. So if you want to do a survival check instead, you could do that.
Okay.
If you're looking for tracks.
Yeah,
That's
okay.
better. Okay. Not right where you guys are, but as you're kind of slowly searching the ground and looking around, you do see closer to the tree line, around where the river disappears, you do see some old, kind of dried tracks in the mud that do seem to kind of wander off in the forest. I would say with a 22, you get the sense that these tracks are oldish, not years old, but maybe days or weeks old. The mud's kind of dried up a little bit. It is, you do see the tracks are, one second actually, let me spell it.
I am very much inclined to go into the forest, but I don't know.
Okay, so the tracks are... I almost wonder if I could draw this. So, hard to tell the direction, but it is kind of like an arrow shape in a way, where you can make out possibly three toes that all sort of come down to a single point. But it is wide, so they're the toes. There's no kind of space between the toes. It's just sort of like a triangle, but with a point at the very bottom of the triangle that extends out a little bit.
Do I recognize the track at all as a beast?
Make an intelligence check. A 20? Yes. Yeah, so you do get the sense that this is more of a frog-like track.
Oh, okay.
But it is larger than frogs you've seen.
Okay.
It's actually larger than your footprint as a halfling.
That's not hard to do, but
yeah. But it is larger than your footprint as a halfling, so that's what you do see.
I don't know. What do people want to do? Where do we want to go?
I'm gonna take this opportunity to fill up my water skin in the river.
Okay.
And
Alright.
I'm not so sure.
What are the? I'm so sorry. Can you detail the different directions that we could be going?
Well, so right now, the river that you guys were originally on is currently up like an embankment. So it's probably about 20 to 30 feet or so above you at a distance. And there's not really like an easy place to climb. There's the river that continues forward, the river that you guys followed, that sort of like winds its way through the trees, but does seem to move in the direction of the main river. And then there's, forest beside it.
I think we probably should just keep following the river.
Yeah.
I don't know if we should waste time trying to climb this embankment. Really. If we're trying to get to Port Fizzlane.
Yeah, I am curious about the trees, like the forest beside it, but I don't know if it's worth it. So I'd be down to just continue down the stream or river.
We can cruise along the coast, down the stream. So if we see anything, we can always dock again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Not a bad idea.
For the record, as you do look, the river does have its sort of an active current to it.
Got it.
Whereas there was not like a noticeable active current necessarily on the main river that you saw, especially with boats moving kind of in both directions. This one does have like a forward direction to it.
Okay.
Well, it's smaller too, though, right? So that makes a little bit of sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I vote we just keep going on the stream.
I second that. Am I still riding on? Do I hop back on Bosch?
That's up to Bosch. And
Bosch, can I hit the ride again?
Just to recap,
Yep.
do we still have 2 serviceable rowboats?
You have 2 rowboats. That's correct. Yep. And then let me just take a look at this here. You have 2 rowboats.
No.
Each of them does fit roughly 2 medium-sized passengers.
And there's 6 of us.
6 of y'all, yeah.
That won't go fit.
Okay. That's fine.
We can make room.
I can sit on someone else's lap if you want some space.
No, it's fine.
Okay.
Start
I not so.
crumbling as I get back to the water.
Yeah.
In the water.
And Bosch is like, I guess I'm a boat now.
And I don't try to hide my excitement with getting to ride on Bosch again.
Lovely.
Amazing. All right. Okay.
I'm pushing the boat back in, and I'm watching this happen.
Cool. Gallard, did you get out of the boat at all?
No, I just rolled for the nature, which I didn't feel the need to get out. So
Clearly
I'm just kind of chilling. I got my feet outstretched; they're crossed. Okay. I've got each of my elbows up on the sides of the boat. I'm looking up with my eyes closed. I'm just straight chilling right now.
Would you want to help me with this? Some magic, maybe.
It seems like you're pretty strong, right? You got this.
For the record, the boats are, you would know at this point, heavy, heaviness wise.
Well, yeah, I dropped one on my foot last session,
right?
So
the boats are about 100 pounds each. 100 plus however much Gallard weighs.
Can you not get on with it? Do I have to do this with you? I guess.
It's not. Unless you guys pulled it out of the water, I was assuming it was half on the beach, half on the water.
I'm just pushing it. Pushing it.
That's
back
fine.
out.
That's fine.
Is he making?
No.
Are is he pushing it?
No.
Okay.
No, there's no checks. There's no checks for this. You guys are good.
Okay.
I'm pushing.
You're just pushing it back.
Guess.
Fair enough.
And also, Arrow's strong.
Yeah.
So
no problem.
fine.
Don't even worry about it, buddy.
You're rowing this time.
You just shove a paddle in my
I just
arms.
toss one at you.
I'm shocked.
All right. And then
They're rowing
I
more.
believe it was Javi and Rosie were on the other boat.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep. We're just gonna hop back in, shove the boat off.
Okay. All right. So you guys start to kind of make your way down, and as you're navigating, it's pretty quiet for a while, at least in terms of any like kerfuffle or danger. I would say you guys probably get like a solid like hour and a half, 2 hours or so of just sort of cruising down the river. And as you're navigating down, you're taking in the environment, and you can see that like as the river kind of winds its way, it's still keeping sort of in line with the winding. It's still sort of keeping in line with the main river, but you do see it as kind of like bobbing like between trees, and sometimes it goes deeper into the woods, and other times it kind of comes out. But yeah, so as you're navigating down, the sounds and smells and sensations of the woods surround you. You can hear birds in the distance. It's probably around like, I would say it's like just around noon, maybe like a little bit before noon, because I feel like you guys might have gotten an early start for the day. So some of you went to bed like pretty early. So I would say probably it's like getting close to around noontime as you're navigating down. And yeah, in this period of time, did y'all want to do anything? The boat is moving at a normal pace, by the way, without you having to row. Once you get the boats back into the river, you find as you're coasting along that you can go the same speed on this river without rowing as you would, on the other one, rowing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
So
Okay.
yeah, so your
the
hands are
boat
free.
height
You guys are
probably.
just chilling in the boat, basically. Sometimes you have to row like a little bit just to like kind of get around the turns and stuff like that. But for the most part, you're kind of chilling. So if anyone wants to take a short rest, now would be the time to do so. Short rest is about an hour, so you guys have some
I
time
take a
if you want to
short
do
rest.
that.
Yeah, I'll
Yeah.
also short rest.
Okay.
Cardos,
So
are you taking a nap?
one person has to be awake to make it around the turns.
Right.
That's all I'll
Got
say.
it.
I can sandwich the first time.
Okay.
But a short rest doesn't necessarily need to be like a nap per se.
Sure.
I will.
Like you
still
can,
be
Okay.
it's
active.
just you're just not active for an hour. Basically, that's all that means. So you can all take short rests. That's fine. All right. So yeah, if anyone has any hit dice they would like to roll, to heal themselves while you take a short rest, feel free.
What's the
But yeah.
position of our boats right now? Are we like side by side, or are we like front in a line?
You're still. It's the river here. If you wanted to, you could probably. It would be kind of like tight to have you guys side by side. So you're still single file at this point, unless you wanted to try to like squeeze in next to each other. You guys are probably still single file.
Oh, single file.
You might be able to do like a boat next to Bosch or something like that if you wanted to, because Bosch is not taking up like as much space as like a 10-foot rowboat. So you could do that if you wanted to. Everyone roll a perception check for me.
Here we go.
Oh, man.
Oof.
Yikes.
Look at those cat eyes, though.
Yeah, right?
Ooh, and the devil eyes too.
Yeah.
I have eyes.
Amazing. Amazing. Okay, so Eru, Ebony, and Cardos, as you're sort of winding your way through the river here, Eru, you just sort of hear like rustling that's coming from the bushes to your left that catches your attention. Cardos and Ebony, in addition to rustling, you also hear kind of distant and muffled, but you just hear distant, muffled, but you pick that up as you're kind of making your way down.
You guys hear that rustling?
Frog.
You hear that croaking?
No, what do you hear? I hear rustling.
I hear the croaking.
I'm hearing something that sounds like a frog.
I put the paddle down in the water to slow down the boat.
Can we fight it?
Why?
Okay, so you're trying to slow down. You're trying to slow down the boat.
I'm slowing
Eru?
down the boat. Yes.
Okay. All right. So Eru slows down the boat.
With my brother.
Okay. Yeah, because otherwise you would have rammed into him from behind.
Yeah, it wouldn't be good.
What are you doing, Bosch? You're in complete control of the situation. Your situation, anyways.
Yeah.
So you see Eru and Cardos are slowing their boats down in response to a sound they heard. You didn't notice anything, though.
How far are we from the nearest shore?
1 moment. 5 or 10 feet.
All right, I'm gonna swim over to the shore and just kind of whisper to get ready to hop off.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so you whisper that to Belbrix.
Why?
Oh, yeah. I think.
Okay. All right, so you guys are all just stopping.
Well, I'm watching this happen.
Okay. Cardus and Ebony, you hear another rustling. And let me actually check here, because Belbrix, you might notice this too with just your passive perception.
Because I did see the well, okay, I'm gonna leave that.
You did see tracks.
And I recognized it as like a frog.
Kind of frog-like, but you didn't hear the croaking. So I'm going to see... okay, actually, yeah. So now that you're closer to land and you guys are all sort of like paying attention, Ebony and Belbrix and Cardos, you hear another rustling. So if we're looking at this sort of point of order, so we'll say Bosch was ahead a little bit, pulled over to the bank, but and the shore here, it's not exactly like a sand shore. It's kind of like just sort of like root structures and vegetation, and some kind of tall river plants that you can see that are growing up from like the bottom of the river, but are actually making their way out and above the water line. And there's some like vegetation as well as some like roots, and you can kind of pull the boat to the side and sort of like use the roots and stuff to hold yourself. There is kind of like a bit of like a muddy embankment that you can get up kind of onto, but you'll still be like probably a knee deep in water right by the shoreline. So that's kind of where you guys are at right now as you land. Probably 20 feet out in the vegetation and the brush, you hear and see another rustle, and to your left, and then to your right, you hear and see another rustle, and a little bit of a distance away, directly in front of you, you hear and see another rustle, and you all kind of see for a second. You actually, everyone roll new perception checks for me here to see who sees this.
Oh, thank
Slightly
God.
better.
21, nat 20, nothing,
Oh, no.
Bosch. Nothing, Bosch. Okay.
What happened to your eyes, Eru?
Whoops. So, Eru and Gellert and Cardos, you guys, you hear like the rustling and you're kind of looking around trying to see where it is. Bosch, you hear the but it's closer now. Belbrix and Ebony, I would say Belbrix, you just barely make it out with your crazy insane perception, but Ebony, with your cat eyes, you catch the blink. These two, let me pull up the picture. Yeah.
Oh no.
I don't like it.
I'm not it.
I'm going to start rowing the boat towards the shore.
So you see
Me too.
these round eyes that are just sort of staring at you from atop. The pupils are thin and horizontal, but there's just like a little central pupil that's circular, and you see it's trained on all of you. And Ebony, you catch it because you catch the eyes blink, but they don't blink at the same time. It's like one blinks. It's like a slight delay. It's like blink, blink, as it as you're watching.